Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And again, it's another video on service animal awareness, this time, how to spot the fakes. And today's the last day of Service Animal Awareness Month, so obviously I'm going to make a video on service animals. So let's get started. First thing you need to know, what is a service animal, which is what I cover in every service animal video. Excuse me, I probably shouldn't be burping. Any animal task trained to perform medical work for an individual with a disability, such as getting help, finding cell phones, opening doors, applying DPT, and so on and so forth. Service animals are protected under the ADA passed in 1990 by the late President George H.W. Bush, and the ADA was revised in 2011 to protect service dogs. ADA has been around for 30 years. For the past 9 years, they've been protecting service dogs. And what is a fake service animal? A lot of people actually do not know what a fake service animal is, because they don't even know what a real service animal is. So, let's talk about that. Any pet, companion, or emotional support animal that accompanies their handler in public is a fake service animal. Emotional support animals are not service animals. A lot of people think they are not. Because depression and stress are not disabilities. They are not legitimate legal disabilities. Being depressed and stressed out is not like being in a wheelchair. It is not like having a seizure or having seizures all the time. It's not like being blind or deaf. It's not like, oh, I can pass out and have a cardiac episode any time now. No, it's nothing like that. So emotional support animals are not service animals. Emotional support animals, pets, and companions have access only to animal-friendly locations like PetSmart, Petco, dog parks, and places like those. And the ADA specifically states that it does not protect these types of animals from exclusion. So if you go to ada.gov, look under frequently asked questions, they have stated there that they will not protect pets, companion animals, or emotional support animals. They only protect medical service animals or psychiatric service animals. And psychiatric and emotional support are two very, very different animals, but we're not going to discuss that in this platform. We're talking about fakes. Psychiatric service animals are not emotional support animals. So they are legitimate. Emotional support animals? No. Psychiatric? Yes. So how can you spot a fake? Look for the following. If you come across a service animal, if you see any of the following, almost certainly it's either a poorly trained service animal or it's a fake. Curiosity about surroundings, always sniffing everything and everyone who walks by. Off task and not corrected by the handler. Again, same as the above. Barking and yapping, which is aggressive behavior, which is a big no-no, big red flag. Urinating or defecating, destroying property, so chewing up food or blankets or something if you're in a retail store. Lunging at others, aggressive behavior, a big no-no. Riding in shopping carts, handler's fault. Under the ADA, service animals can be on all fours or they can be carried if they're a small animal like a Pomeranian or a pug or a Chihuahua. They can be carried, but they cannot ride in shopping carts, either on all fours, or they can be carried, but they cannot be in shopping carts, and it says that in the Americans with Disabilities Act. Flexible leash. Big no-no. Either a service animal is not on a leash, which is legal if the task can be interrupted by the presence of a leash, or it's on a non-flexible 6-foot leash, like most dogs are on those non-flexible 6-foot long leashes. And what can I do about a fake? In this scenario, you are not a service animal handler. You are just the average customer walking through. You're just an average customer. Let's say you're going to a store and you see a service animal, and you're raising your eyebrow about it. This is what you can do. You can make a complaint to management and state that there is a fake service animal present that is displaying inappropriate behavior, the behavior you saw that I discussed earlier. But I do not advise that you confront the fake service animal and its handler directly unless something has happened, like the dog bit you. So do not engage with them directly. Don't march up to them and say, hey, get your fake service animal out of here, okay? Because then they're not the Karen anymore. You're the Karen. So I don't recommend that unless something has happened to you, like the dog bit you or tried to bite your dog if you're servicing animal handler. My BNS device is going off now, so I sound like a robot. If the fake has harmed you or nearly harmed you, tell the handler that you will call the police and animal control and maybe file a lawsuit. Because legally the dog can be seized by animal control. You can file a lawsuit because they brought a poorly trained service animal or a fake service animal into public and it injured you or tried to injure you. That is a lawsuit just waiting to happen, and the handler of the poorly trained service animal or the fake, they can't do anything about it. They're in trouble. Okay, they're going to have a court date. Just saying. And if the animal has caused harm, in some states, the moment a dog bites another person, that dog goes straight to the animal shelter and boom, euthanized. Boom, lethal injection, no question about it. They're saying, injured a person, your animal's going to be put down. So, and that's how it works in some states. The moment your animal injures a person, your animal's taken away from you and it's put down. That's how it works in some states. I think that's how it works here in Texas, or at least certain districts in Texas. So, but anyway, what can a business do to stop fakes from entering? And legally, they can ask 2 questions that handlers must answer. It says in the ADA, handlers must answer these 2 questions. They cannot dodge them. Is your animal service animal required for a disability? And what work or task has he or she been trained to perform? Businesses may not inquire about the handler's disability, request documentation, or ask the animal to demonstrate its tasks. So, again, like I said, fake registries don't exist in the U.S. They exist in Canada, not in the U.S. Obviously, you can't poke and pry someone about their disability. That's violating HIPAA, which protects your privacy in regard to medical conditions or your medical information. And the demonstration of the task is essentially revealing, in a way, your disability. That's why they don't have the animal demonstrates task, because why do I keep burping in my videos? I burp in almost every video I make. I'm sorry. but demonstrating its task in a way that's revealing the handler's disability. Now, if the handler wants to disclose their disability, that's perfectly fine, but businesses should not assume, oh, every handler is going to disclose their disability. No, some handlers may, some handlers may not. Obviously, if a person's blind, obviously they're going to tell you that. Obviously, if they're in a wheelchair, obviously they're going to tell you that. But if you have an invisible disability, like me, if you're epileptic, you're not going to go around and tell everyone that you're disabled. I mean, people online who follow me on Instagram or Facebook or subscribe to my YouTube channel, they know I'm epileptic. But, not the whole world knows that. Not the whole world knows Jonathan. So, anyway, businesses also cannot create a policy that excludes service animals or have the handler agree to a policy that is not ADA approved, like signing a contract. Dominique from Service Dog Paws. I almost forgot your channel for a second. Sorry. She experienced this at a medical office that asked her to sign a contract. So definitely you need to check out that video because that's definitely a very interesting video. And Dominique, by the way, if you're watching this, you handled that situation very, very perfectly. You handled it perfectly. So, thumbs up. Note that the ADA never approves service animal policies, so businesses cannot create a policy because it's not going to be approved. And lastly, what can a business do to stop fakes from entering? As you can tell, they can't really ask that much of the handler, but they can exclude animals under the following circumstances, even if they're legitimate service animals. They're being aggressive, like vocalizing, or if they're baring their teeth, or lunging at people. They've urinated or defecated. They have destroyed property. The animal's riding in a shopping cart. As said, they can be carried or on all fours according to the ADA. That's it. And for more information, head to www.ada.gov. Google search FAQs about service animals. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and happy end of September 2020, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Absolutely any questions. I will also leave Dominique's channel I will also leave a link to Dominique's channel, Service Dog Paws, in the description box of this video. Go check out her channel, subscribe to her. Her videos are fantastic. And I will see you guys next time. I will have more video game episodes up soon. And I will see you guys next time, either for Jurassic Park or Outlast.